What is going on YouTube? Sebastian Esqueda here with another video. Thank you all for the warm welcome when I posted my video yesterday. Well, it was today for me, but this video is going to be posted tomorrow. So thank you for the kind comments on my latest YouTube video. Basically, I explained where I've been for the past 2 months. I explained how I made $10,000 in a week, why I moved back home, and stuff along those lines. So if you haven't checked that video out, you can actually just click right here or right here. I'm not really sure. One of those things, or I'll have a link in the description. But what we're going to discuss in this video is how you can launch a marketing agency in 2019. What are the steps you need to take when creating a marketing agency? What do you need to know? What skills you need to have? Do you need to set anything up before you get meetings? How do you even get meetings? How do you process payments? Kind of all that stuff we're going to discuss right now, just because this business model is very lucrative if you know what you're doing. I have had 3 clients that I've talked to, and I've closed all of them and have generated, again, like I said, $10,000, and that's just pure profit. I had to spend nothing to get those clients. I had to spend nothing to make that money. I had no ads, spent nothing. So how you can actually start doing this and do it on a consistent basis, because a lot of people may think that this is not consistent, when in reality you can be doing this every single week, generating this much money. So there's nothing really else to say. Let's get into it. Before I do get into it though, guys, make sure you do stick around till the end, just because I'm going to be explaining every single thing you guys need to know, and I don't want you guys to miss out on any of the information, just because this could potentially set yourself up for the next years to come. I mean, it was weird. So I had an idea of making an X amount of money by the end of 2018. I had no idea how I was going to do it. I wrote it on a vision board: make websites, manage people's social media, run ads for companies. That's how you'll make the amount of money you want to generate in 2018. And I didn't start the business until a few weeks ago, like 1 or 2 weeks ago. So it's funny that that's how kind of things worked for me, and now it's generating me a lot of money. So that's why I'm kind of trying to help you guys out, just because I know a lot of you guys may be navigating through life and on YouTube constantly trying to look for a sufficient source of income. So that's why I'm making this video, because I want to help you guys out. So without further ado, now let's get into it. Number 1, you want to understand you do not need to know everything when it comes to marketing and having a marketing agency. So what do I mean by that? A lot of people think before they can reach out to clients, they need to know everything. And here's why it's false. So I had a meeting. This is my first in-person meeting, and it went extremely well. It's probably going to generate me $50,000 to $100,000 over the next year or two in revenue, and most of it will be profit. So here's what happened, and here's why I'm saying you don't need to know everything. So I went into this meeting, and this company wanted me to, one, build their website or edit their website if possible, and then also basically they just wanted me to manage their social media and build, I can't say that, but and build in a certain industry. They wanted to build their name out and make it visible to tons of people locally. So I was like, oh, that's completely doable. I can run ads for you. I can do this and I can do that. Understand, I am skilled in advertising. I do know how to do Facebook ads. I know how to do Google ads. I know how to do all that stuff, email marketing. I'm very skilled in it. But one of the things that they asked me, they were like, well, show me the ads you've done. And I didn't have any ads that I can pull them up for other clients, because I didn't have any clients. So here's what I did. I said, well, sir, I don't have ads set up for you guys. I can't show you any because I wasn't prepared for that, but here's what I can show you. I can actually show you websites I've built for other companies, and you can check them out. And then they checked them out, and they were like, wow, these are pretty good. And then they told me, their website, how long it took the person to make it, and I kind of laughed, just because I could have made the same website in like a few days, because it was not a well put together site. And then, long story short, I closed them on a deal. I ended up getting paid X amount for a website, and I'm working on it right now. It should be done within the next week or two. Probably the next week. So I'm super hyped about that. And then after that, we have a meeting discussing social media management and marketing. So that's awesome. That's going to be monthly retainer every single month. I'll get paid. So yeah, that's kind of like, I just want you guys to understand. I didn't know, like I hadn't had any experience, or I didn't have any experience with running ads in their industry, but I didn't care. I knew if I could close the client and get the money, I would learn exactly how to do it. And that's not saying like I didn't know exactly how to do it. I'm just saying you don't necessarily have to be a complete professional in this industry. Like, you just have to have a general understanding, and then slowly but surely increase your ad spend and understand when you're spending more money, how to delegate it to properly generate the right amount of leads for your clients, so you can continuously keep them satisfied so that they can be a long-term customer. So in turn, you can be making money for the long term. So, you know, I didn't necessarily know how to create the certain website that they wanted. Like I've never created a site like the one they actually had, but I knew I could figure it out because someone else did the website. So I knew if someone else can do it, I can do it better than them, just because that's how my mindset, that's how my mind kind of is. So yeah, that's gonna be number one. You don't need to know everything to get started. Number two is actually going to be, this is gonna sound weird, but a lot of people think that you should create a brochure and create price plans and just go in and say, hey, here are the price plans I have. You know, we have the basic version, we have the pro version, we have the elite package or whatever monthly, and this one's gonna be $1,000 a month, this one's gonna be $5,000 a month, and this one will be $10,000 a month. Pick and choose. Like a lot of people think that when you go into meetings, this is what you should say, when in reality you should not. I heard something like this from another YouTuber in the social media marketing space. He was saying it's sort of like a dentist or a doctor. You go into the doctor's office and you say, and without even having the doctor diagnose you, he just comes to you with a tray of pills and he says, here, take one of these, and yeah, just take this medicine. And you would probably be hesitant to take the medicine because you're like, wait, you haven't even diagnosed me. Why would I take any of these medicines if you don't even know what's wrong with me, right? Would you guys agree? So that's kind of where I go about with my meetings. I always diagnose the clients. I'm like, okay, what's your objective? Why would you ever pay me to do anything? Like what's your objective with this business? What do you want to grow in? Where are you guys struggling in? Where can I help? I just am kind of like a little side helper that helps solve their problems that they don't want to solve themselves, so they'll pay someone else to solve. So that's kind of where I fit in, and then they will tell me their problems. They'll say, yeah, we have this issue, and then I'll say, all right, well, here's what we can do. I can do this for you. And they're like, oh wow, sweet, I can do this for you. And then you kind of want to have an understanding of how much you can charge per little itemized thing. So let's say a website, you have a certain charge, and then social media management, you have a certain charge, but you don't want to have it look like you've created a whole package. Like I keep everything in my head, and then I go and we have a personal conversation, so I'm not sounding like a salesperson. I don't go in there and pitch them hardcore. It's just not attractive. It leaves people thinking that you're just a cheesy salesman, and that's not even with just business. Like that's with girls and stuff. Like if you go in and talk to girls and you're just constantly hitting on them and like constantly saying stupid pickup lines, like you're never gonna get anywhere. You need to just be very personal and be very casual when you're having a conversation with anyone in life. Like it's you kind of can't go straight for the kill. Most of the time you'll just scare the people away, and it turns people off when in business and in other senses. But yeah, that's kind of my advice for that. You want to be very casual in your meetings, but you can't be casual in your meetings if you don't know how to actually get your clients. So how do you actually obtain clients and set up these meetings? Well, I have a different approach than most people. A lot of people do believe that you need to start cold calling businesses 24/7 and have that be your main source of traffic and main source of business, when in all truth, that probably will be what I will do, or whether I do that myself or hire people to do that, I don't know. I'm looking to expand substantially quickly, so I don't know if I will personally do that or have people do that for me. But anyways, basically what I do is I have people who have, this is how my business started, guys. Like I want to explain this to you. I showed someone my website. I said, hey, check this new dropshipping site out. And he's like, oh dude, my dad just got a website designed for his company. Check it out. I was like, wow, that is not even mobile. It's not optimized for mobile. And then he's like, oh, well, how about I talk to my dad and he can see if he'll, or he can maybe hire you to make his website. And I was like, yeah, set that up. So then basically what happened, we set up a meeting, or he gave me his dad's number, I set up a meeting, and then I pay people out commissions for setting up meetings, and if I close the meetings, then I will pay them a commission. That's how I've literally generated all of my income from this marketing agency. None of it has been from me cold calling anyone. It's all been warm traffic, just because when people are on a personal level talking about you and they're like, yeah, this guy Sebastian, you know, he knows what he's doing and I've seen his work, you should definitely check him out. Like when my client's son was telling them about my businesses and what I've done, and then saying, you know, you should see if he'll create your website for you. At that point in his head, he's kind of thinking like, okay, well, my son knows this person, or, you know, X and Y, they know this person, you know, so-and-so is cool with this person, so I'll give him a chance because I am sort of a friend of a friend. That's kind of how it works. So in a sense, you don't come off as just some random stranger who's trying to make money. You have a direct connection to them, basically, to where you can actually have them trust you more because you have direct ties to them. So if you guys get what I'm saying, like, I would rather trust someone that I knew or that I had a friend of a friend rather than a random person, because I knew if they messed up in any way, I could contact them easily and have them, you know, correct whatever they messed up quickly. So that's kind of my whole mindset with this. So now, all of my business has been directly from referrals. I've had people refer me to X, to, you know, Joe Schmo, to Shirley Temple, to like all these people, just because it works out. I don't have to cold call at all. I'm literally just waiting for the business to come to me. And now I'm not saying you should wait the whole time, like obviously be cold calling and stuff, but if you can build up enough people that are, like, if I treat a certain client well, he'll refer me to another client, like, because most of the time when you have big companies, they have friends who have big companies, and if you do a good job for one person who has a big company, they hang out with their friends on the weekend and maybe discuss how good of a job you did, and then it kind of just snowballs from there. So that's where I'm approaching this market. A lot of people think that it's all about cold calling. Well, it is, but warm traffic in any industry is normally better than just cold calling. I love having a built up relationship before I'm actually even trying to pitch them. So that's kind of how I set up my meetings. I don't have any crazy strategy. It's just, yeah, kind of getting referrals from other people right now. And that's not, I'm not saying that's gonna change, or I'm not saying that's not gonna change. I'm just speaking from experience, how I think you could potentially structure your new SMMA business in 2019. So now that we have that out of the way and you guys know exactly how to actually start setting up these meetings, or have a general idea, one thing that's awesome with closing clients, like how I'm able to close, again, I'm 3 for 3, I have not failed to close a client yet. Again, because it's all warm traffic. Like, guys, I'm literally generating these leads because the people already know about me. That's how they're, you know, it's not like I'm reaching out to them. It's more so like they're kind of reaching out to me in a sense, which is awesome. Like, that's, you're in a good position when you're set up that way. It's hard to fail when you're like that, because then you know they actually have a problem that they think you can solve. So then it's like, it's kind of a piece of cake to close. I hope, yeah, no, it's a piece of cake to close, but things you need to do when you're preparing for this meeting, because like if you've set up some meetings and now you're like, okay, sweet, what do I do in this meeting? You need to do research on competitors. I had a meeting, a big meeting, a week or two ago, where I brought up the #1 competitor for this business that I was actually meeting with. They were completely blown away by the fact that I knew that this was the direct competitor of them. They literally asked me, they're like, wait, how did you know about this company? And I was like, oh, well, I basically did Google searches, saw who organically ranked first, and then I kind of correlated that with your guys' biggest competition, just because I can imagine that's where you guys want to be, and this is, you know, they're taking the spot. I told them, I was like, I can get you into that spot, but it's not gonna be cheap. Like, we're actually going to need to do a lot of work together, but in, you know, with time, I can get you. I actually didn't say it's not gonna be cheap. I didn't say that, but in their mind, they probably thought that, because I told them it's gonna take a lot of work, but I can get you to that spot on Google, and I can get you to that spot in your business, because they are, I can't say what industry they're in, but yeah, I just kind of told them, like, I know where you guys want to be, and I can help you get to that place you want to be. So that kind of blew them away when I showed them that I did research and prepared for the meeting heavily. Like, I didn't just go in and didn't even know. It's not like I went in and didn't know a thing about their industry. I was like diving into the key terms for the past, for the like few days leading up to the meeting. So I had a great understanding of their company, what they did, and what their services were before I went into it. I think that's one thing that's very important. You wanna make sure that they know that you're serious. So I set up the meeting very perfectly, because I went in there, I provided information that they could see that I actually did a ton of research, and then I even put together some photos where I showcased what I can do, what their website looks like, what I can make it look like, what their competitors' sites look like on the mobile phones, and just stuff like that, to where I made sure that they knew I was serious, and that they knew that I understood exactly what they wanted out of me, and how their business could benefit from the use of my skills. So that's kind of how I set up, you know, my meetings, and overall how the marketing agency goes. And then, you know, when I collect payments, I'll either take like checks wire transfers through Zelle. Zelle is actually kind of too small. The payments are normally too small because it's only a $2,000 max. So I normally will do checks, wire transfers. I normally don't do like PayPal or anything because the companies actually do take a fee from that, and when you're spending like 10 grand, or when you're getting a client to spend 15 grand on a website with you, 1 to 2% is actually a lot of money. So I just do direct checks and stuff along those lines. But yeah, nice. But yeah, that's kind of about it for my media agency. Like, it's nothing too complicated. Obviously there is stuff you have to learn, so if you've never made a website before, you have to learn how to make a website. I would go on Wix.com, W-I-X.com. I have no affiliate links yet with them, but I'll leave a link below. It's not going to be an affiliate link yet. I may in the future though, so don't hate me for that. But I would just say, go on Wix. It's actually free to create websites, so mess around, create free ones, and see what you can do. And then from there, hold on, my camera's about to cut out. But then from there, what you can actually do, you can showcase these websites to companies that you approach. If you want to just do web development for a first few months, build up like 10 to 30 grand in your bank account, and then go fully into this with marketing and social media management and web dev, then that's what I would suggest you do. Build up a portfolio of free websites that you've created on Wix, and then start showcasing them to businesses. Say, hey guys, this is your website right now, if they have one. I have a client that I'm working with. Once I'm done with this client, he's already kind of been, like, this was another referral. It's awesome because he's warm traffic, so it will be very easy to convert him. This website will be probably around the 15 grand mark, so, and it'll take me about 2 weeks, two weeks to a month to make, but it's not gonna be like I'm working 12 hours a day, like nothing like that. But basically, I should have him, or a meeting with him, basically after I'm done with this one website, which probably should be next week. But with that one they have never had a website, so I'm actually going to have to write all the content for the site and everything along those lines, which is something I offer because I do want to make sure I'm getting into trying to get as much business as I can right now. But when you can approach these companies, you can actually showcase, hey guys, these are my websites that I've built, even if they're literally not even real companies, if they're just fake Wix websites that you just created over the course of a few days or a week or something, and work hard on them, make sure they look good, and then showcase them. Say, hey, these are websites I've built. I can do the same for you. Yeah, so let's talk numbers. That's kind of generally what happened. It's not too complex, really. But yeah, to wrap things up, I believe that's kind of the gist of starting a digital marketing agency, a website development agency. I combine them into one agency, like I do, I'll build your website and manage your social media and run your ads. So that's kind of how I package together my business. It's just all in one, inclusive. Unless they just want a website, I'm happy to just do the website because they make me a lot of money quickly. And then if they see I do good work, most of the time I will end up closing them for a monthly retainer with digital marketing. So I'm a fan of creating the sites. It's awesome. I love seeing that a huge company is literally using a website that I created like that. It looks awesome. And I can also refer to it when I'm in other meetings. Like, hey, I've created a business for this place, like Ruth's Chris, or some big business like that. And then they're like, wow, you did their website? Maybe I should hire you. And that's kind of how things go. But that is going to wrap things up in this video. If you did enjoy this video, please smash the like button and comment below if you have any other video suggestions. And if you are not already, click that beautiful subscribe button below. It's going to be red. It says subscribe right there. So yeah, click it. Subscribe because I'm going to be posting content every single day from now on. It's a bold statement because I went on a 2-month YouTube break, but I'm back. Financially, I'm set. Like, I have a strict, I guess, place where I'm at right now, to where I know exactly what my work looks like every single day. So I'm confident that I can record a video every single day. So if you guys are looking forward to that, again, smash the like button and subscribe, and I will see you guys in tomorrow's video.